Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Nathan in particular. Today, we're going to play the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I remember when the original Stanley Parable came out. I never played it, but I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, and it looked really interesting, so I figure we'll give it a try. Alright, so let's hit begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Same.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, we're in the game. We're in the game. I hate Mondays. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. So the narrator, I guess he's going to be with us throughout the whole game, right? Maybe?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Hey, shut up. I'm a very thorough player, okay? Am I trying to tap on windows? Oh, man. Oh, dude, he was playing solitaire in there. I want to go in there. What's this? Oh. So this is like some Stephen King Langoliers type stuff. Are we in like a time, like, wormhole thing? And everyone's gone, or maybe they just haven't caught up yet. Hello? Hello?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I haven't picked a door yet. Psh, whatever, kid. We're going to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Well, you see, we've only just met, so I don't want you to tell me what to do. So I will do the opposite of what you tell me to do.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Nope. Sorry.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Oh, it looks cool in there, though. I kind of want to go in there. But we don't bend to the man. Oh, blueprints.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, well, you know what? You make a fair point. Dun, 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 dun.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is her? That's a good question, actually.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Okay.
She's been waiting.
I'm scared she's going to be terrifying. This isn't a horror game, right? This is just like a story kind of game. Correct. Well, that looks pretty creepy though. I don't remember it being a horror game. Jesus.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
We ain't picking it up. Not picking it up. No, thank you. Anything gonna happen? What if I choose not to? What are you gonna do then? Huh? What are you gonna do? What if I don't answer? Are they gonna make me answer? I don't know. We might have to answer the phone. I'll tell you what. We're gonna sit here for a minute and we'll see if anything happens. And if something happens, we'll let it ride. But if nothing happens, I'll edit it to where I answer the phone. Gotcha.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
It's true.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Oh no.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, it's 4:30. I'm
Excellent.
supposed to be having a
Making
back sack
choices on a
crack.
regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
Huh?
Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
I learned nothing.
Welcome
What?
back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This
Okay.
way, please.
I don't think I have a choice here. Alright. Interesting. What? I feel like it opened and closed while I wasn't looking.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Well, I'm still gonna do whatever I want. Ow. I should have jumped off of it first. I didn't think about it. Oh my gosh. Creepy. The doors open and closing by themselves a little creepy. We're in the break.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I don't wanna.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Nonsense.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Gotcha! Oh!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh wow, look at this. I am messing this game up. I love this. This is amazing. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, what if we go in here again? Okay, it doesn't change. So we have to... Well, okay, we'll go in the left door. Let's see. Hello?
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story! You've destroyed my work! Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it caught me off guard a little bit. Well, we ruined the game. Oh. Oh man. Okay.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
Stanley's boring.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
What is with this language?
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Indeed.
Oh, my story.
You hit me spot on.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make...
What? What happened?
...behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we'll go. We'll go this time. It was pretty cool to see what happened though.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Okay. Is there any more? Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. Any more? Just charts and slides. Help, I'm a post-it. How many of these slides are there? Oh, the boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out a triplicate and return to your boss. Oh. I can read faster when I don't talk, and that's terrible. Because these are going by pretty quickly. Lunch is my dream for the future. All right. Okay, we've come full circle. Broom closet. Stairs.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
If I could jump, I would go down there. There you go. I really like not doing what he tells me to do. It definitely makes things more interesting.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Oh God. I hope, am I supposed to speak the code?
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Okay. What if I don't do it?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Okay.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, we certainly
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
we really messed the game up, didn't we? That's okay. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Awaiting input. Input received. Okay. What does that mean? Okay. Well, what does that mean?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office,
Indeed.
but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
What's with the computer, though? What's with the computer? Like, I want to touch the computer more.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, we'll do what you say this time, because we did what you didn't say last time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes. Oh. You can crouch. I can't really read that. Too small. Too small. All
But
right.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Okay.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
All right.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, so I died. So the red and the music that played really kind of set off like some indicators that it started making me panic, is what I should say.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hey, look, it's this thing. Oh, look, it went more. Okay. So, this game is wild. Like,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
okay, we'll play by your games this time. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What? Executive bathroom. Oh, I can open it. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay, nice. Whoa. Oh, I can open doors now? Dude, he's got a Glock up to that panda's head. Business strategy is kill pandas? That doesn't seem right. Oh, well, I didn't mean to hit Bo. Get on this elevator. Let's go. Let's go up. Up we go. Yeah. Quite the long elevator. This game is crazy though. I heard there's multiple endings to this game. I don't know how many. I'm not sure what ending we're gonna get because we're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Is this elevator ever gonna let me out? Oh, maybe I had to hit the button. Hey. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go down then. Does it actually go? Okay. So you just stay in the same spot, actually. Interesting.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ah. Let's go. Very dark in here. Alright. Oh boy.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Jeez. Okay, that was a little scary.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I didn't.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
This game is great. Okay.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Okay. Well, the thing is, though, is that now I'm pretty sure we have to go back down because there's literally nothing else we can do. So, unfortunately...
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
The sarcasm in his voice.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Huh? Let's do it. Oh God.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Okay, but...
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
What is this? Yeet. It really was death. Oh, maybe not. Oh. Wait a minute. did.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, man. Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh, no. Oh, just kidding.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Oh, okay.
When every path you
Wow.
can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh. Alright. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Very nice. The corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. We're always down for a good time. The two doors. The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction in this room posed. Okay. Filing cabinets. Okay. Office computers. Ha! Turn them all off. I like hitting buttons. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized note. I like number 5. Number 5's cool. The Office. Okay. Let's keep looking around. Credits. Kevin Broding as the narrator. Nice. Well, good job, Kevin. Excellent job. I love not listening to you. No offense. Office clock. Alright. Time does it say? Oh man, it's almost 11 o'clock. It's actually right after 3. Not 3 in the middle of the day, not 3 in the middle of the night. Okay. Boss screens from the development of the boss's office. This is cool. This is like a little game museum. There's a lot to see here. Okay. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Okay. What? Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. Oh. Too bad, oh man. Look at all the monitors he's got. I've only got one monitor. This guy's rolling with 7. Oh. Hit it. Got it. Monitor room elevator. Okay. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Okay. Exit. Yeah. Well, we'll go in the exits after we're done look at everything. Countdown room. An early version of the countdown room. Okay. That's just a window. Let's look in here. What's this? Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game. Okay, so there's just like a gigantic button. Zending model. The Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Oh, there's multiple like buttons. Okay. Cool. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever, and the narrator would describe the color they pulled. Let's go purple. Aw, I wanted to pull it. Okay. Escape menu. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Okay. Cool. That's actually kind of cool. Oh, that one's moving. Trailers. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of the narrator informing viewers that he is repairing a new version of the Stanley Parable. Okay. I don't want to sit through the whole thing, though. Very cool, though. Alright, let's go over here. The meeting room. Okay. 1 option, 2 options, 1 option, vent. The maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Okay. Alright, cool. The apartment timer. What? It's counting down. An approved version of the choice leading to the apartment ending. A timer would be given, or would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Alright, well, we unplugged the phone. The cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Honestly, I didn't think of anything like that when I was on the lift. The cargo lift. The second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Right. Yeah, that's super fair. The office. The office, an early version of the lounge. Okay. Oh, look at all this. Ultra Deluxe announcements. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Okay. Oh, we get some money. Wish that happened to us. Warzone. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I mean, you can't. It's a video game. Don't take it too seriously, no matter what game it is. That being said, though, okay. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While he had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Okay. Alright, alright. Well. How? Oh. Stanley's office. From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. We got a whole game museum up in here. The game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Okay, well, I mean, shout out to William. Kudos on getting the job, my man. Because the game has been great so far. Lots of interest. Oh, God. The game's been great so far. And I've enjoyed it up to this point. And there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the game so far. So I think we've looked at everything, right? Oh no, we haven't been in.
Poor level design, textbook mistake.
What? Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game. What?
I'm trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Stanley pushed the orange lever.
Narration outtakes. Kevin Broding, the voice of the narrator, recorded
Stanley
dialogue
stood on the roof.
for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
Stanley pushed the big red button. Stanley walked over the bridge.
Okay. Interesting. That's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, so we're going to go to the exit. I think we've looked at everything in here. So, here we go.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Oh, we turned the
Can
game
you
off.
see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Sure.
No, perhaps not.
Maybe not.
Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
We got it. Alright, so we're going to end that there. And we're going to continue this in the next episode. This game is so wild. I really, really like this game. I didn't get to talk a whole lot in this episode, but that's because the narrator did a lot of talking, which is perfectly fine because he's doing a great job on the game. Anyway, we will continue this in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment, and as always, I hope you have a good one. Bye.